We're outside the Leaside home where police continue their investigation into accused serial killer Bruce McArthur. This, of course, just one of about 30 properties that police are looking into. This is where McArthur is believed to store his landscaping tools in exchange for free gardening for the couple that owns the property. And last week, this is where police found the remains of 3 individuals inside planters that they took away from this site. Now, excavation is supposed to begin sometime this week, and we spoke with a forensic anthropologist about the challenge that lays ahead and the difficulty that investigators will have in trying to identify some of those remains that they found. What happens if you don't have a sample DNA to compare it to?
Typically what will happen is the anthropologist will develop what's called a biological profile, or a report that outlines all of the information you can determine from the skeleton. And this typically will include the age at death, the sex, if there are any clues that might suggest the genetic ancestry of that person, and whether they had any old injuries or unique characteristics that would help identify them. And you would compare a list, or narrow down a list of missing persons against that profile to see if you can, over time, remove unlikely candidates and then hone in on who that person may be.
Is there a possibility that some could never be truly 100% identified?
That's definitely possible. It is a very meticulous process to do this work properly, so unlike CSI, no one will just walk into a scene. In order to make sure that there's no contamination by external examiners, it's going to be a very deliberate and meticulous process, and depending on the scope and the complexity of the scene, as well as the number of potential scenes that need to be searched as part of this investigation, it could stretch on for quite a long time.
Are we talking days, weeks, months, years?
All of the above, potentially.
Now, we're also told that experts can also tell if they dig into the ground if something has been removed or unearthed and taken away and the soil then covered again. They say that they can tell if the soil has been tampered with or disturbed in some way and exposed, and if something has been removed from the ground.